Picture this: you're in a heated argument. Your heart races, emotions surge, and words fly out of your mouth before you can think. Moments later, regret sets in. What if you could approach these situations with calmness and clarity, making decisions you won't regret later? Today, on Lotus Light Teachings, we're diving into the transformative power of emotional control. Together, we'll explore how Buddhist wisdom can help you master your emotions, bringing peace and clarity into your life. Stay with us, because this isn't just philosophy, it's a guide to profound change. One of the most profound teachings of the Buddha is to focus on the present moment. He said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Focus the mind on the present moment." This wisdom emphasizes that peace, clarity, and joy can only be found in the now. The present is where life unfolds, where we can act, and where we truly live. Why the present matters. The past, though valuable for learning, is unchangeable. Dwelling on it often breeds regret or nostalgia. The future, though worth planning for, is uncertain. Overfocusing on it creates anxiety and fear. The present, however, is within our control. It's the only place where we can make choices, change our perspective, and experience life fully. Imagine a tightrope walker. They cannot afford to look too far ahead or glance backward for too long. They must remain focused on each step. This is how life should be lived, moment by moment, with mindful awareness. The problem of mental overload. Many of us are stuck in an endless loop of overthinking. We replay embarrassing moments, fret about unfinished tasks, or imagine worst-case scenarios. This habit robs us of the serenity and focus needed to address life's challenges. Example: think of a student preparing for an exam. If they constantly regret not starting sooner or worry excessively about failing, they lose valuable energy that could be used for focused study. This cycle of regret and anxiety drains their potential, while focusing on the present allows them to perform at their best. Practical exercises to cultivate present moment awareness. 3 deep breaths. When overwhelmed, pause and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Focus entirely on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This simple act centers your mind in the now. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This grounding exercise is especially helpful during stressful situations. Ask yourself, what is true in this moment? This question directs your mind away from imagined fears or past regrets and back to reality. Story of the gardener. Picture a gardener tending to their plants. If they obsess over last season's drought or only dream about a future harvest, they might neglect today's watering and pruning. Over time, their inattention will harm the garden. This gardener represents our minds when we are caught in past regrets or future anxieties. By being fully present, we nurture the seeds of peace and productivity. One of the Buddha's most quoted sayings is, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." This teaching highlights the immense power of our thoughts. Our minds are like lenses that filter reality. If the lens is cloudy with negative thinking, our experiences will feel unpleasant. If the lens is clear, even challenging situations can become manageable. How thoughts influence emotions. Our thoughts act as the fuel for our emotions. For example, a negative thought, "I'm not good enough," can spark feelings of sadness, frustration, or anxiety. A positive thought, "I'm doing my best," can generate hope, determination, and confidence. Buddhism teaches us to observe our thoughts and question their validity. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. Often, our minds create exaggerated stories about our experiences, making small problems seem enormous. Example of shifting perspective. Consider a young professional who is passed over for a promotion. Their initial thought might be, "I'll never succeed." This belief triggers feelings of inadequacy and despair. But if they challenge that thought, "This is one setback. I can learn from it and grow," They open the door to resilience and motivation. This principle is echoed in modern psychology, particularly in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which encourages people to recognize and reframe negative thought patterns. Practical tools for shaping the mind. Daily affirmations. Write down 3 positive affirmations every morning. For example, I am capable of overcoming challenges. Today, I will focus on what I can control. I am worthy of love and success. Thought journaling. At the end of the day, jot down a situation that upset you and the thoughts it triggered. Reflect on how those thoughts shaped your feelings and behavior. Could a different perspective have improved the outcome? Mindful questioning. When a negative thought arises, ask, is this thought true? Is it helpful? What's a more compassionate or balanced way to view this situation? The butterfly effect of the mind. Small changes in how we think can create ripple effects throughout our lives. For instance, choosing to focus on gratitude instead of resentment can transform our relationships, work performance, and self-esteem. Real-life example, Steve Jobs and the power of simplicity. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, credited his success to focusing on simplicity, a principle rooted in mindfulness. Jobs practiced Zen Buddhism, which taught him to strip away unnecessary distractions and focus on the essence of his work. This mindset shaped Apple's iconic designs. Clean, user-friendly, and innovative. Imagine if Jobs had let doubt or complexity cloud his vision. By staying present and mindful, he revolutionized technology and created products that changed the world. 1. Mindfulness meditation, observing without judgment. Mindfulness meditation is more than just sitting quietly. It's about reclaiming control over your mind. Imagine stepping back from the chaos of your thoughts and simply observing them, like watching clouds drift across the sky. This practice creates a peaceful distance between you and the storm of emotions that often take over. When you sit in mindfulness, you aren't fighting your thoughts or trying to push them away. Instead, you acknowledge them with curiosity and kindness. This is a radical act of self-compassion. It's a way of saying, it's okay to feel this way, but I don't have to be consumed by it. Take a moment to picture yourself after a long, exhausting day. You sit down, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. First, your mind races, the argument at work, the unfinished tasks, the worries about tomorrow. But then, you notice the rhythm of your breathing steady, soothing. Gradually, the noise fades, and you find clarity in the stillness. Sarah, a marketing manager, used to dread presentations because her anxiety would overwhelm her. But after dedicating 10 minutes a day to mindfulness, she learned to anchor herself in her breath. Over time, those anxious thoughts lost their grip on her, and she became a confident speaker. Mindfulness isn't just about stress relief. It's a way of building emotional strength. Each time you return to the present moment, you're training your mind to pause before reacting, giving yourself the power to choose your response. 2. Detachment. Enjoy without clinging. Detachment isn't about giving up on life or relationships. It's about learning to let go of the need to control everything. Imagine holding a butterfly in your hands. If you squeeze too tightly, you'll harm it. But if you hold it gently, it stays with you. This is the essence of detachment. Clinging to things, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a goal, creates tension and fear. We're terrified of losing what we have, so we hold on too tightly. But life is impermanent, and no amount of grasping can stop change. True peace comes from appreciating what we have while accepting that it may not last forever. Oprah Winfrey embodies this practice beautifully. Her focus on gratitude allows her to enjoy life's blessings without becoming consumed by them. She often says, "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more." This mindset helps her navigate challenges with grace. Try this. Think of something you're deeply attached to, a possession, a relationship, or even an idea of who you are. Ask yourself, what would happen if I lost this? Would I still be okay? Recognizing that your happiness isn't tied to external things is liberating. It allows you to engage fully with life without being enslaved by it. 3. Deep breathing, bridging body and mind. Your breath is your greatest ally in moments of chaos. It's always with you, ready to bring you back to center. When emotions run high, a few intentional breaths can transform your state of mind. Deep breathing works because it directly calms your nervous system. It slows your heart rate, reduces stress hormones, and sends a signal to your brain that you're safe. This isn't just theory. It's something you can feel immediately. Mark, college professor, used to feel his chest tighten before lectures. His hands would shake, and his mind would race with what-if scenarios. Then he discovered the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Before stepping onto the stage, he would inhale for 4 seconds, hold his breath for 7, and exhale slowly for 8. The shift was remarkable. His body relaxed, his thoughts cleared, and he delivered his lectures with calm confidence. You can practice deep breathing anywhere, during a stressful meeting, while stuck in traffic, or even lying in bed. It's a simple act, but its impact is profound. Every deep breath is a reminder that you're in control. 4. Compassion in action, loving kindness meditation. Compassion is the antidote to anger and resentment. When you practice loving kindness meditation, you open your heart, not just to others, but to yourself. It starts with simple words. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. These phrases aren't just wishes. They're seeds of healing. After extending kindness to yourself, you begin to include others. Picture someone you love and silently wish them well. Then, imagine someone you struggle with, perhaps a colleague who irritates you or a neighbor who's been rude. As you repeat the phrases, you may feel resistance. That's okay. The act of trying is enough. The Dalai Lama often speaks about the power of compassion, even toward those who harm us. He once said, "Compassion is the radicalism of our time." His ability to maintain kindness, even in the face of adversity, shows us that compassion isn't weakness, it's strength. The beauty of loving kindness meditation is that it shifts your perspective. Instead of seeing people as obstacles or threats, you recognize their shared humanity. This practice doesn't just soften your heart, it transforms your relationships. 5. Gratitude, rewiring your perspective. Gratitude is a quiet, steady force that can shift your entire outlook on life. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your mind begins to notice abundance everywhere. Emily, a nurse working during the pandemic, started a gratitude journal to cope with the overwhelming stress of her job. Each night, she wrote down 3 things she was thankful for: a patient smile, a kind word from a colleague, the warmth of her morning coffee. These small moments became her anchor, reminding her that even in chaos, there is beauty. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it reframes them. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you begin to see what's right. It's a simple practice, but its effects are far-reaching. Try this before bed. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, just real. Over time, this habit will change how you see the world. 3. Deep breathing, bridging body and mind. Imagine being in the middle of a heated argument, your chest tightening, heart racing, and words pouring out faster than you can think. Now, imagine being able to pause, take a deep breath, and watch the tension dissolve. This is the power of deep breathing, a bridge between chaos and calm. Breathing is the most natural thing we do, yet we rarely pay attention to it. The beauty of intentional breathing lies in its simplicity and accessibility. No matter where you are or what you're doing, your breath is always with you, waiting to be your anchor in the storm. The science behind breathing. When emotions surge, your body's stress response kicks in. Your heart rate accelerates, muscles tense, and cortisol floods your system. Deep breathing directly counters this. By slowing your breath, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system, which calms your body and mind. Even a few deep breaths can create a noticeable shift. Your heart slows, your thoughts become clearer, and the urge to react impulsively softens. This physiological reset is like pressing a mental pause button. Breathing techniques to calm the mind. Diaphragmatic breathing. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Inhale deeply through your nose, allowing your abdomen to rise while keeping your chest still. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your abdomen fall. The 4-7-8 technique. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat this cycle 4 to 5 times to feel immediate relaxation. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. And pause for 4 seconds before repeating. This structured rhythm steadies your mind and body. A real-life transformation. Mark, a professor, used to experience debilitating anxiety before speaking at conferences. His heart would pound, his palms would sweat, and his mind would race with self-doubt. A mentor introduced him to the 4-7-8 technique. Before every presentation, he practiced this simple breathing exercise backstage. Within weeks, he noticed a profound difference, not only in his ability to speak calmly but in his overall confidence. The simple act of controlling his breath became his secret weapon. Practical applications for daily life. Deep breathing isn't just for extreme moments. It's a tool you can weave into everyday life. Before stressful events, a big meeting or a difficult conversation, during moments of tension, traffic jams, long lines, or sudden conflicts, at the start and end of your day, a morning ritual to set your tone or an evening practice to unwind. Each intentional breath is an act of self-care. It's a way of reclaiming control when life feels overwhelming. 4. Compassion in action, loving kindness meditation. Compassion is not just a feeling. It's a practice, a way of approaching the world with open-hearted kindness and empathy. It's the antidote to anger, resentment, and fear, and it's one of the most transformative teachings in Buddhism. Through loving kindness meditation, metta, we learn to extend compassion not only to others but also to ourselves, breaking the cycle of negativity and fostering deeper connections. The essence of loving kindness. Loving kindness meditation begins with the simple intention to wish well for ourselves and others. It doesn't require grand gestures or perfection. It's about planting small seeds of goodwill and letting them grow. Imagine standing in front of a mirror and saying to yourself, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease." First, it may feel awkward or even insincere, but with time, these words begin to resonate, softening the harsh self-criticism that many of us carry. Once you've extended kindness to yourself, you shift your focus to others, to loved ones. May you be happy, may you be safe. To neutral people, may you find peace. To those you struggle with, may you be free from suffering. The last part, extending compassion to those who've hurt us, is perhaps the most challenging, but it's also the most liberating. It doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means freeing ourselves from the heavy burden of resentment. The Dalai Lama's wisdom. The Dalai Lama exemplifies the power of compassion. Despite witnessing immense suffering and exile from his homeland, he continues to advocate for love and kindness. He once shared that even his greatest adversaries serve as teachers, challenging him to deepen his practice of compassion. This mindset is transformative. By seeing others, friend or foe, as human beings with their own struggles and desires, we shift from judgment to understanding. How to practice loving kindness meditation. Find a quiet place. Sit comfortably in a place where you can focus. Start with yourself. Close your eyes and silently repeat, "May I be happy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." Focus on the meaning of the words and allow them to resonate within you. Expand to loved ones. Picture someone you care about deeply. Visualize their face and repeat, "May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease." Include neutral people. Think of someone you encounter but don't know well, perhaps a colleague or a neighbor. Extend the same wishes to them. Address difficult relationships. Bring to mind someone who has caused you pain. This step may feel uncomfortable, but it's powerful. Say, "May you be free from suffering. May you find peace." Compassion in action. Megan, a schoolteacher, began practicing loving-kindness meditation after a falling out with a colleague. First, she resisted extending compassion to this person, replaying their hurtful words in her mind. But as she practiced, she noticed a shift. Her anger softened, replaced by a quiet understanding that her colleague was likely dealing with their own struggles. This change in perspective didn't erase the conflict, but it allowed Megan to approach future interactions with a sense of peace. Benefits of loving-kindness meditation. Heals emotional wounds. Compassion dissolves the grip of resentment and anger, creating space for healing. Strengthens relationships. By focusing on goodwill, you naturally improve your interactions with others. Promotes inner peace. Offering kindness to yourself fosters self-acceptance and reduces self-criticism. Practical applications. Compassion is a practice you can integrate into everyday life. During conflicts, pause and silently wish the other person peace. This doesn't mean agreeing with them, but approaching the situation with empathy. In moments of self-doubt, when you catch yourself being harsh, repeat, "May I be kind to myself." As a daily ritual, spend 5 to 10 minutes each day practicing loving-kindness meditation to cultivate a more open heart. Compassion is not weakness. It's a profound strength. It transforms how we see ourselves, others, and the world. Through loving-kindness meditation, we learn that kindness toward ourselves and others is the foundation of emotional freedom and connection. In extending compassion, we not only heal ourselves but also bring light to those around us. 5. Gratitude, rewiring your perspective. Gratitude is a quiet, yet powerful force that shifts our perspective, helping us see the abundance in our lives rather than fixating on what we lack. It's the simplest, most accessible practice, yet its impact is profound. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude aligns with the concept of santosh, contentment. When we focus on the blessings in our lives, we foster a deep sense of peace and resilience. The power of gratitude. Gratitude isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about choosing to focus on the good, no matter how small, even in the face of challenges. This doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions. It means balancing them by recognizing the positive. When we practice gratitude, we begin to notice the things we take for granted, the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, or even the steady rhythm of our breath. These small moments, when appreciated, weave a sense of contentment into our daily lives. Example, during one of his teachings, the Buddha spoke of being thankful not just for what we receive, but also for the challenges we face. He saw difficulties as opportunities for growth and wisdom, a chance to deepen our understanding of impermanence and interconnectedness. How gratitude rewires the brain. Modern science supports the transformative effects of gratitude. Neuroscientific research shows that gratitude activates the brain's reward centers, releasing feel-good chemicals like dopamine, strengthens neural pathways associated with happiness, reduces stress by shifting the focus away from negative thoughts. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good in the moment, it literally reshapes how your brain processes the world. Practical ways to practice gratitude. Gratitude journaling. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These can be small, like enjoying your morning tea, or significant, like reconnecting with an old friend. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to seek out positivity naturally. Mindful gratitude. During moments of stillness, reflect on what you're thankful for in that exact moment. For instance, the softness of the chair you're sitting on, the food that nourishes you, or the breath that keeps you alive. Gratitude letters. Write a heartfelt letter to someone who has impacted your life. Expressing appreciation not only strengthens your bond with them, but also deepens your sense of gratitude. Real-life example, Emily's gratitude practice. Emily, a nurse working in a high-stress hospital environment, found herself overwhelmed by the pandemic. Patients were flooding in, and the emotional toll was immense. On a friend's advice, she began keeping a gratitude journal. Every night, no matter how hard her day had been, she wrote down 3 things she was thankful for: a kind colleague, a patient's recovery, or even a moment of quiet with her coffee. Over time, she noticed a shift in her outlook. The chaos around her didn't disappear, but she found strength and hope in the small joys she documented. Gratitude in action. Gratitude isn't just a private practice, it's a way of being in the world. Expressing gratitude to others, whether it's through a smile, a kind word, or a simple thank you, creates a ripple effect. It uplifts those around you and fosters deeper connections. For instance, in relationships, expressing appreciation for your partner's effort strengthens trust and intimacy. At work, acknowledging a colleague's contribution boosts morale and collaboration. Gratitude transforms interactions, turning everyday exchanges into meaningful moments. The transformative effects of gratitude: improves emotional well-being, shifts focus from negativity to positivity, reducing anxiety and depression, enhances relationships, builds deeper bonds by acknowledging the efforts and kindness of others, strengthens resilience, helps you find silver linings during difficult times. Gratitude as a daily practice. Gratitude isn't a one-time act, it's a way of living. To make it a habit, start your mornings by reflecting on one thing you're excited about. End your evenings by recalling a moment that brought you joy. During difficult times, ask yourself, what lesson or hidden blessing can I find here? 6. Transforming challenges into growth. Challenges are inevitable in life. They test our patience, resilience, and emotional control. However, in Buddhist teachings, challenges are seen not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth. The Buddha's profound insight that suffering is part of life encourages us to view difficulties as teachers, guiding us toward wisdom, strength, and understanding. The Buddhist perspective on challenges. In Buddhism, the first noble truth acknowledges that life contains suffering, dukkha. This isn't a pessimistic outlook but a realistic one. Challenges, whether big or small, are universal. The difference lies in how we respond to them. When we resist challenges or wish for them to disappear, we create additional suffering. But when we accept them as part of life's natural rhythm, we unlock their transformative potential. Imagine a storm. You can't stop it from coming, but you can learn to navigate it, finding shelter, adapting, and even appreciating the cleansing rain it brings. Challenges in life are no different. They may shake us, but they also provide the fertile ground for growth, turning adversity into opportunity. The ability to transform challenges into growth starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we ask, "What can I learn from this?" This small change in perspective opens the door to growth. Example: Elon Musk's journey is a modern reflection of this principle. Musk faced numerous setbacks, from failed rockets at SpaceX to production delays at Tesla. Yet, instead of giving up, he used these challenges as opportunities to innovate, adapt, and ultimately revolutionize industries. His resilience mirrors the Buddhist teaching of embracing impermanence and seeing obstacles as part of the journey. Practical steps to transform challenges. Pause and reflect. When a challenge arises, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, "What is this situation teaching me?" This pause creates space for thoughtful, constructive responses rather than emotional reactions. Reframe the problem. Shift your perspective from victimhood to empowerment. For instance, instead of thinking, "This is too hard," try, "This is an opportunity to grow stronger." Practice acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means acknowledging the reality of the situation without resistance. This clarity allows you to focus your energy on solutions. Embrace impermanence. Remind yourself that challenges, like all things, are temporary. This understanding helps you face difficulties with patience and hope. Story: The Broken Pot. A monk once carried water in 2 pots, one of which had a crack. Each day, as he walked to the temple, the cracked pot leaked water, while the other remained full. Feeling ashamed, the cracked pot apologized for its flaw. The monk smiled and said, "Have you noticed the flowers growing along the path? I planted seeds knowing you would water them every day. Your flaw created something beautiful." This story reminds us that even our struggles can bear unexpected gifts. What we perceive as weaknesses or failures may serve a greater purpose when viewed from a broader perspective. Benefits of facing challenges mindfully: builds resilience. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your ability to face future difficulties. Deepens self-awareness. Challenges force us to examine our values, priorities, and beliefs. Enhances creativity. Problem-solving during adversity often leads to innovation and growth. Practical exercises for navigating challenges. Gratitude in difficulty. When faced with a challenge, list 3 things you're grateful for in the situation. This practice shifts your focus from despair to possibility. Example: if you lose a job, you might feel gratitude for the time to explore new opportunities or strengthen your resilience. Journaling for clarity. Write about the challenge you're facing, how it makes you feel, and what lessons it might offer. This reflection helps you process emotions and uncover potential solutions. Visualization for strength. Close your eyes and visualize yourself overcoming the challenge. Picture the steps you'll take and the growth you'll experience. This mental rehearsal builds confidence and focus. Real-life application. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many individuals faced unprecedented challenges: loss of jobs, isolation, and uncertainty. Some used this time to learn new skills, deepen relationships, or embrace mindfulness practices. By shifting their perspective, they transformed a global crisis into an opportunity for personal growth. The ripple effect of growth. When we approach challenges with courage and mindfulness, we not only transform ourselves but also inspire those around us. Our resilience becomes a source of strength for others, creating a ripple effect of positivity and growth. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing feelings or avoiding challenges. It's about meeting life with awareness, resilience, and compassion. By practicing mindfulness, detachment, deep breathing, loving-kindness meditation, and gratitude, you create a toolkit for navigating life's ups and downs with grace and strength. Buddhist teachings remind us that while we can't control the external world, we can always choose how we respond to it. This choice, made moment by moment, is where true freedom lies. Life will continue to bring storms, but with these practices, you become like the deep ocean, calm beneath the waves. Imagine a life where stress no longer consumes you, where relationships are strengthened by compassion, and where challenges are seen as opportunities to grow. This is the life you create when you embrace the principles of emotional mastery. The journey may not always be easy, but every step you take brings you closer to peace and fulfillment. Take these teachings to heart, and remember, every breath, every pause, and every moment of kindness is a step toward transforming your life. You have the power to create a mind that is clear, a heart that is open, and a life that is aligned with your deepest values. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May you carry these lessons forward, living each day with mindfulness, compassion, and the unshakable strength that comes from knowing you are in control of your inner world. The path is yours to walk, one mindful step at a time.